Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds, let the AI do all the work, and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Rafael Morgan from Crazy Games, VP of Marketing and Partnerships with them. How are you doing today, Rafael?
Pretty good. Thank you, Ernesto. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Excited to learn a little bit more about Crazy Games, and I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what that's all about. So let's kick it off with that, Rafael. In your own words, tell us a little bit more.
So crazygames.com is a leading web gaming portal that you can play from your desktop, mobile phone, and tablets. We have 35 million monthly active users, mostly based in the US and Western Europe. And we offer a wide range. We have like thousands of games, from puzzles to actions to shooting games. And we're on a mission to make gaming accessible to everyone, everywhere, without the need of download and installation. So Crazy Games is really easy. It's like YouTube, but for games.
Definitely. Okay, important. All right, awesome. And so that way our listeners can get a good understanding then of Crazy Games. What would you say is that key problem that you guys like to solve for guys that like to play games? Would it be?
Yeah. So obviously our main, we have the two sides of being a platform, right? So we're working directly with gamers. So we're on the mission to serve casual gamers with a wide range of experiences, right? And on the other side of the spectrum, we have the developers. So the game developers and publishers, where they are looking for an audience, and with a sizable audience, we're able to match these two stakeholders and provide different experience for both of them.
Hey, Rafael, well, then is there a certain vertical? Is there an ideal ICP there for Crazy Games?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with 35 million month active users, obviously we're catering to nearly everyone these days. The bulk of our audience, you're looking at the teenagers, so about from 12 to 25 years old. But we also have, even seniors, like retired people that send us emails from time to time and just say like, hey, I have a bug on this puzzle game, level 2048. Can you guys fix it? So we feel like we're talking to everyone these days, but still the core audience is young.
Definitely. So then how would somebody usually find out about Crazy Games? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys, Rafael?
Yeah, there is a mix, right? As we grow the platform and the user base, I think the most important one, it is definitely the product experience. So the website as a whole, where people come play, they have a good experience, and they tell their friends about it, and they come and play. But we also really strong on SEO, right? So whoever is listening, you can just open Google and just type the keyword games, and we're likely the first organic result you see in most places in the world, right? So you can just imagine, it's being a synonym for Google what game is released. So this is cool. Besides that, I mean, we're also strong on social media. So right now we're growing our TikTok channel. We have around 400,000 followers, and we're onboarding more and more of those. And so yeah, those are the verticals that we're working.
Definitely. Awesome to hear that. And so that way our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you guys. They could always check you out at crazygames.com. What role then does the website play for you guys there? I mean, it's huge because you're web-based, but is there any other benefits that you guys have for clients that go into the website?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the main advantage about being web, right? You're accessible everywhere. Over time, we learned there's some really important aspects about it. So the ease of use, right? So again, referring back to YouTube. So if you just want to press one button, you can start playing. If you want to kind of, subscribe to a game, then you need to register, but you can still play just by using one click. Over time, we optimize the website for fast loading times and the games as well. So there's a lot of work happening also together with the developer, so they understand what needs to be happening, and also with the game engines which are developing this technology, right? And I think one of the main strengths from Crazy Games is that we're very user friendly, right? So you can really open the website and you find what you want immediately. And we are always updating, always adding new content, so it's always fresh.
Hey, Rafael. So is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as, getting some website traffic onto crazygames.com?
Yeah, absolutely. So the game industry in general is very competitive, right? So there's thousands, if not millions, of games, and we're also competing for entertainment in general because you're kind of at ease, right? So one of the many things that we do is actually we have our internal analytic tools that we spend a lot of time looking at it and monitoring and fixing what needs to be fixed, and also understanding user behavior and providing the value that the user wants, right? So I think looking at data these days is crucial. If you should be doing this, you should be understanding your user, qualifying, and it changed, right? Every season, every month, there is a new influx of users and they look for a different experience. So we're looking at retention, we're looking at the onboarding process, so and also the user acquisition at that side. So I'll base it on data.
Definitely. Okay, important. Thank you so much for sharing those tips with us. And let's switch gears then a little bit, Rafael, and let's talk about you as a leader. You being the VP of Marketing and Partnerships for Crazy Games, what are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
So I manage both marketing and partnership teams, right? I've been in the game industry for over 12 years. I have I would say, a large network of contacts that I built over the years. These days, I spend most of my time actually providing support to my team, whoever it's a deal structure or something that we want to move forward. And I also make sure that everybody is aligned with our company OKRs, right? So we have company goals and everybody's moving towards those goals. I kind of attend to a lot of conferences as well and give a lot of talks that are related to the gaming space. So most of the time is spent around that.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome to hear that. And so how do you stay up to date with all the news in the marketing world? Is there a preferred channel that you like to go with?
Yeah, so I mean, specific to the gaming industry, but I think we're very privileged to have a lot of data that comes out either via reports or newsletters and things like this, and also attending to the conferences and talking to different stakeholders, right? Being on the platform, there's an advantage that I'm talking to the whole ecosystem from game developers to publishers to service providers to game engines and so on. So I got the opportunity to hear what are their struggles, what they're planning to do next, and things like this, and I can cater that towards Crazy Games, and the user can profit from those chains. I also spend a reasonable amount of time on TikTok. Believe it or not, it's a great tool, especially if you're talking about young audience to understand what's trending, what they want, right? And I think it's crucial that we speak the same language that they do. So for us, it's very important. And we convert this into actions for the players.
Definitely important. All right. Awesome to hear that. All right. Well, let's jump into our next section here, Rafael, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. First off then, Rafael, what is the last book that you read?
So to be honest, I tend to consume these days more fast media like YouTube videos, podcasts, and these reports that I mentioned in general. I think there is one book that has been following me in my whole career, which is Crossing the Chasm. Especially working with it in the technology space. I think this has been a favorite for mine, and I was reading a couple of months ago. So yeah.
That's like, okay, awesome to hear that. Next then is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Yeah, okay. So I guess the biggest struggle that we have right now is actually, how much time and it takes to do proper influencer marketing, right? Would be really cool just to have like a real-time AI tool that matches what's happening right now. Not, maybe you can see how many followers they have, but with what's trending right now, who are those influencers, and matching with my brand, and actually just give me all the leads, and just so I can just email them and try to work that. That would save a lot of time.
Definitely. No, I would say for everybody, right? Awesome. So then, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
I guess it's reporting and analysis always takes a lot of time, right? I think we're getting better over time. There's new tools popping out all the time that we do, but I think generally if we could, automate more of around the reporting and analysis of the things that are happening and merging with the internal analytics that we have to see those trends, I think would be something helpful.
Okay, important. Lastly, Rafael, you have a lot of experience already in the marketing world. But what is that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
That's a great question. So I would say just don't be afraid of copy or what works. And add your twist on things. We live in a very algorithm-based world these days, and to stay relevant, you need to be part of it, right? Check what other companies are doing, especially the ones that talk to your target audience, right? And add your twists on it. Ultimately, and today, everything is a remix. So just do yours.
Yeah, all right, awesome. Thank you so much for that advice, not just for yourself, but for our listeners, Rafael. And we are coming to the end of the show today, Rafael. But before we do end, I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today. What is that one thing they should remember about Crazy Games?
Well, we provide one of the best and easiest, is the most accessible gaming experience in the world. So just check crazygames.com. You will be amazed and be spending more time than you imagine. And if you have kids, tell your kids, then you're going to be a really cool parent.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Rafael. Check them out at crazygames.com. Rafael, thank you so much for being on with us today. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Padmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Rafael.
Thank you, Ernesto.